you're excited, the first episode of Wolfe and Wingman Wednesdays. We're going to take you back to the past with a classic title on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yes, the original, the flagship title that came with the system. It never gets old. I mean,
it doesn't.
Getting mad about Goombas and turtle shells and the jumps that just infuriate you. We spent countless hours as children playing this game, and kids nowadays don't even know what a hard video game is compared to some of the classics.
They have no clue.
On the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, when you were cool when you were a kid, we called it the NES, the Nintendo.
There's certain things that the kids nowadays, they just don't know anything about, like the up, down, left, right. Was it B-A, select start?
Just start. No, so you don't have to use select. For the Konami code on Contra to get your 30 lives. Which was, as a side note, and we will probably do a playthrough on that game, something the designers of the games were using so that they could get through and test the whole game because it was so stinking hard. So if you've ever beat it with just 3 lives, we salute you. Hats off to you. Let's just get this show on the road. I'm going to focus on the TV, watching us play some classic Super, Mario Brothers, and throwing some commentary on there. 1985, you're back. Here's your time to shine. Super Mario Brothers.
Yep, from 1985, as you just seen.
It's me, Mario.
Classic.
The Nintendo, the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Mario pretty much single-handedly saved the video game market.
Yeah. Because
after the crash, after Atari went under, because I'm sure most people watching watching this video are interested in retro gaming and the culture behind it and the story, and that's kind of what we want to talk about, is just some of those things maybe people don't know or aren't familiar with. Mario, this came out in 1985, and before that, Atari was king of the castle. It was it. It was awesome. And then you had companies like ColecoVision and Intellivision were trying to compete with it. And there's all these other game companies out there, but what killed the game market was they just put out a bunch of crappy games because anybody could make a game. Like Atari couldn't say, hey, you can't make a game for our system for the 2600, and so you got just garbage games, and the market just got completely saturated by crappy games, and then it ended up killing it, which but then enters Mario.
I remember that when this actually first came out.
Oh yeah.
My sister and I both got one of the systems.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm implementing one of the classic warp areas on this.
The warp tunnel running through on top of the world. And boom, baby. Level 4.
Yeah, I always go to level 4.
Yeah.
Always.
It's funny.
Even nowadays, I always go to level 4.
It's funny because if you think about just the character of Mario, look at him. He's a mustachioed fat plumber that gets sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom to rescue this dumb princess that constantly gets kidnapped. And for whatever reason, there's so many things that make Mario great. Just the levels they're complex, but they're not overly complex. There's so many things that make it fun, but at the same time, it's so bizarre that this caught on, If you think about just not even Nintendo, think about, Sega, Sonic lasted, I guess, but, all
not
these...
very long.
People still like Sonic. Sega's not making systems, they're just working on games and stuff now, but, there's all these other flagship characters that people tried to emulate what Mario and Nintendo did, and a lot of them didn't work. It just ended up being, for whatever reason, Mario was the one that stuck around. Now look, you go through all the systems from the NES, and then you had the Super Nintendo, and then you run into the Nintendo 64, 64 bits. Remember all the bit wars with Super Nintendo and Nintendo and everything? But then you go from the 64 to the GameCube, and then
another warp.
Then you get to the Wii, and then now we're at the Wii U, and Mario has stood the test of time. Like, it's still around. I mean, there's, we're still playing this right now. The graphics are crap, but it's awesome.
Especially compared to the way it is now. I mean, graphics today.
Look at Fallout 4 on Xbox One. I mean, it's so real, it's ridiculous, but it's awesome, man. I mean, this is what gaming was all about. You get friends together, you'd hook up the Nintendo, and then you'd rent a video game because you couldn't buy them as kids. You'd rent that. Man, that was close. And then you moonwalked
almost
on
like
the Goombas.
Almost like a run and gun.
Yeah. Now you're watching Wingman play right now because I wanted to talk about Mario for one, and you'll probably get to witness me play games. I'm just like borderline reckless.
Yeah.
I just run through everything at 1 billion miles an hour, and so I don't know how awesome that will look on video, but so it's probably a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to watch Wingman play, but these episodes won't be super long because we don't want you to get bored or anything, but we want to give you an idea of the history. That was just a weak jump.
Yeah.
Dude, fat plumbers, white plumbers can't jump.
Yeah, especially when I look around now, they're just so out of shape.
I hate these springs, man. See, I hate the springs.
Yeah.
They're just, I don't know. They just make me mad every time. It's hilarious that we're playing this 8-bit system from 1985 on this, 40, 50-inch HD TV. Hammer, brother.
I don't even know why I jumped.
Now, see, you may be able to notice a little bit of some graininess on this, and it's because if any of you have ever hooked up a retro game system onto one of these HD TVs going through the coaxial, it's like the game system can't quite keep up with the refresh rate of the TV, so that's why you get that almost antenna look to it. Now you can buy some things that will eliminate that issue, but you went through him. I don't know how you even survived that. That was ridiculous. Water levels.
Oh yeah.
The bane of my existence. Maybe the worst water level ever is the bomb water levels on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game, which is just I hate that game. But now see, if you don't go through that tunnel when you come up there, there's 2 Hammer brothers there.
Oh, right on him.
Right in his face.
Right.
Mario just got 8.
By a little turtle.
See, that's what I was talking about. The Hammer brothers show up if you don't use the warp tunnel. Woo!
Oh! So close.
There it is. Game over.
The classic game over scene. Or picture.
Well, Super Mario Brothers, 1985, taking you back to the past, like James Rolfe does with being your video game nerd. It's going to take you back to the past. That's where I keep getting that phrase, and it just sticks in my head because he's
some
awesome.
phrases you just get stuck in your head. Just like with music, I often get music lines stuck in my head, and I just can't get rid of them.
But Super Mario Brothers, it's not lost its appeal. It's still a great game. It's one of the classic entries in gaming lore, and it's continuing on today with different pieces of the franchise. And I mean, Mario will probably never die. I mean, it's
but kids today, they have no clue how cool these games actually are.
I think they need to go back and play some of these things. So.
Yeah, they just kind of look at this little.
What is that? There's 4 buttons there.
And what's actually 5, but
what's a D-pad? Where's
they
the
have
dual
no clue.
analog?
They have
Now,
no clue.
don't get me wrong, man. Dual analog controllers are freaking awesome, especially for first-person shooters and everything. But man, this is where gaming. This is what gaming is all about. Especially like going from Atari on to where we're at now. I mean, the pioneers. So we hope you enjoyed the first episode of Wolfe and Wingman Wednesdays. We'll be back again next week with another classic, awesome NES game. First season is going to be all NES. So any suggestions or things you'd like to see, drop us a line at the Facebook page or Twitter or wherever you can get a hold of us. Mail it to us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next week, I'm Wolf.
I'm Wingman.
We'll play some more classic games next week. Tune in.